Bingley, West Yorkshire. Scenic, traditional, a close community. Rightly proud of its sporting heritage, and that includes the work of one of golf's great characters, who was born and raised here. Billy Foster has caddied worldwide for the likes of Seve Ballesteros, Darren Clarke and Lee Westwood, winning multiple global titles in over 3 decades on the bag, and has been part of 10 successful Ryder Cup campaigns. But one dream remains: to win the Open Championship. We spoke to Billy about how he fell in love with golf's oldest major and his closest shave with glory in 2003.
Probably caddy for guys that won 40-odd tournaments, you know, and I'd give them all away tomorrow for one Claret Jug, and you might think I'm talking absolute rubbish. I keep the money, like, but keep the trophies. No, but the Claret Jug's so important because, you know, from being, 1975, I was 9 years old. I went to the Open Championship as a spectator, 40-odd years, and I haven't missed one Open Championship. It was part of my life. That was my holiday, vacation, whatever you want to call it, going to the Open to watch Tom Watson, Seve Ballesteros, Jack Nicklaus. The first Open that I caddied in was 1984, the famous St Andrews where Seve's punching the air, and it was Seve and Bernard Langer was the second last group, and the third last group was Lanny Wadkins and Hugh Baiocchi, who I was caddying for, so it all happened right behind me.
This for a 3, and he's just done it. Oh!
And having, you know, a few chances, Darren Clarke, Thomas Bjorn, Lee Westwood, they've all had the chances, and you know, I remember a couple of times mid-round in the last round when you think, you know, this is it, you're going to win it this time. And I can feel the tears welling up, because that's how important it is, but you have to slap yourself and get your focus, and it's like you try to help this guy's thought process, don't be mixed up yourself. St George's was the toughest one with Thomas. Ultimately, he had a 3-shot lead with 4 holes to play, and you know, the hard thing was going out that morning and walking the golf course at 6:30 in the morning and looking at the pins and getting to that 16th hole and just going, that is an absolute no-go area right at this hole, and you've put a cross in the yardage book, 10 yards left of the hole, nowhere else, all that. And you know, we've gone through that on the tee, just at the TV tower, middle of the green, nowhere else.
6-iron for Bjorn.
And I'm screaming no when it's 50 yards off the tee, like, you know what's coming.
Oh, hang on. Gone.
You've walked up to the green and he's made the cardinal error. And I noticed that the whole week there was a foot more sand in that particular bunker. And you have to, it's an uphill shot, probably 15 feet to a crest, and the pin was literally 4 or 5 feet the other side of the hill. So even though he hit a good first bunker shot, there was a lot of sand, didn't quite get to the top of the hill.
Thomas Bjorn on 16, second shot.
Get up, get up.
Of course, it dribbles back to your feet.
Stop. No, not in this footprint.
Don't.
So I've started walking over to say something, and he's here again already. Same result.
Well, this is very sad indeed. Trying to play it perhaps too fancy, and now could have ended up in his own footprints.
And I've gone over to the bunker to say something. I've looked in the bunker, and the ball is now 4 inches deep in one of his footprints, and I'm like, you're going to make 10 here? I wanted to get a bucket out and be sick at the side of the green, because I knew, I don't believe it, you know. You're seeing the visions of him giving it that one, the Claret Jug, and now he's just gone. And it's like, I don't believe this is happening. And sure enough, it did. There's not a lot you can do in that situation, you know, because now he's 4 inches deep in a footprint. It's just hit it as hard as you can and hope you get lucky.
No.
And he actually got it up and down for a double bogey, which is amazing. But then bogeyed 17 and lost by a shot, which, listen, it's one of those things.
Thomas Bjorn fought well just for that 16th hole. He would have been the champion, but 'twasn't to be.
But there's one thing I've learned. It's me. I'm just a jinx. I'm not afraid to make it. There were a few tears driving home that night. It hurts that much.
15 years on, it still matters just as much. Heading to Carnoustie this year, he'll continue to dream of carrying the winner's bag at the Open.